she's got another video that she made, Let's Start a Kangen Business, and she kind of goes through different things that you would do, and it's really, really, really good stuff. And so we've been slowly adding to it, but the real goal now is to try and get a very useful video or two up a week and get it on that YouTube channel, because what happens is you get distributors, they say, oh my goodness, well, I just got this ORP meter, and I can just go, oh, go to Kangen Culture Kangen Culture TV, and boom, select this video. Well, there it is. So you just got it. Here's how you calibrate it. Here's how you prime it. A lot of people, when they get meters, they're kind of fickle at first and things like that. And there's different little ways to learn how to use them. And like, oh, I've got this friend, and I'm really kind of scared to get him on a 3-way call, but I know he'd be good if I could just, hey, boom, go watch this video. It's going to all be up there. So we have, distributor training from the day they buy the machine to the day they go, 6, 8, 2, 3 and everything in between. But rather than having to tell everybody all the time, we're just going to be able to say, hey, go to Kangen Culture TV. It's this video right there. It's 5 minutes and 43 seconds. Go ahead and play that. And if you have any questions, let us know afterwards, Right. Save some time down the road.
Yeah, that'll be a handy thing. I would like to have you. It's just kangenculture.tv.
Well, no, it's just if you go onto YouTube and type in Kangen Culture TV, about 15, 20 videos come up, and I don't know why, but 3 or 4 of them, 5, 6 of them aren't ours, but most of them are Liz. There's one of me doing the demo on a Zoom, but it was, we were just starting out. We really didn't have our bearings right. We didn't understand how to get, the camera stuff right. So it's been a trial and error thing, but now the videos are turning into real quality. So just the other day, she did that ionizer one, but what we did is we filmed like 5 2-minute slots and then condensed that 12 minutes down into 6 minutes. And it's just very efficient, very easy. I think anybody can follow it, right?
You did it. The demo was great. I saw it the other night.
Oh, thank you, Tara. Well, the only problem is we realized that the screen wasn't going to work just with the computer. So at the last minute, it was literally 5:02, and we were supposed to start at 6:30. And we had just got back from Oregon. We were trying to figure out how to plug a phone into a computer, and it was just, and I'm lost, right, on anything like that. So I'm just like, oh, what the hell are we going to do? So, but she made it work. So
yeah, you guys did really good.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. But yeah, that's just going to be really, really useful tips for beginners and anybody that's new. So now you can just go to that Kangen Culture TV on YouTube and find the videos that you're looking for. Or, hey, you want to start a business? Go ahead and look at this. So Terry, you can take young people through it, or new people, or even people that have been in the program, a year and a half and just haven't had a lot of luck. They can go back and, how to create, your own little self funnel. And we don't mean by going out and buying a funnel. We're talking about the sales process funnel, right, and exposures, and how to share water, and how to get somebody to an event, or even just get somebody on a Zoom call, all of those things. So
yeah, awesome. I'm guessing that's going to be an extremely valuable thing, Dan, so that's awesome.
Well,
you guys are putting that together.
If you think about it, JJ, so the goal right now is to do, 1 to 2 videos a week, and it doesn't seem like a lot, but if you think about it, if in a year and a half you've got 75 to 100 quality, relevant Kangen related videos, everything from, oh my God, that was the coolest trick you did with the chlorine the other night. How do I do that? Boom, there's a 1:42 video. How to do an efficient chlorine only demo. We haven't filmed it yet, but that's something that we're going to do. And so everything will be on there for new distributors to just, because if you live a moment of my life, JJ, it's like I literally have distributors calling me, and they're 3 years in, and they're like, hey, do you have that one video that you always have me send to the new people? Dude, why is that not on your phone? Just all you have to do is go get it and send it. You don't have to call me to get it. You certainly don't have to call me and get it 27 times. You know what I mean? And so what we really want to do is create stuff so that when people are looking at ORP or a demo or oh, whoa, my wife's really interested in that spa. Well, it's us doing the content rather than, sending out somebody else's stuff. People that I won't name, but the thing is Liz and I aren't about charging for all that stuff. So we're going to have everything on YouTube, even if it's, your first 90 days in the business, how to start sharing water, all this stuff we want to be free, because we talk to distributors every day that go, oh my God, I paid $2,000 for this online training and I'm still calling and bothering you for questions. Sorry about that. And we're like, who charged you $2,000 for Kangen training? It's really sad. So we want everything to be out there. We want everything to be out there for free, and we want it to be something that everybody can utilize.
That's awesome, Dan. The truth of the matter is there's so many people out there that it doesn't matter how much money they have. It'll never be enough. It'll absolutely never be enough. They'll always need more. Those kind of people, money is really the most important thing in their life, and they're not going to do anything if they're not making some money off of it. And
we had a gal that got a hold of us. The other day, and she was like, oh my God, I really like you and your wife's videos. And, if you guys can maybe give me some direction. And we said, well, we asked her who she was under and how she's been getting along. And she said, well, I purchased this training from this one person, I won't say who. And then she said, and I purchased the training and stuff. And then I got busy with my family, and I went back 30 days later to log in, and it said that all the training had expired. And so I got a hold of her and said, hey, listen, I purchased your training and it didn't let me do anything because, I had a COVID issue, and I had to go across and, deal with my dad and da, da, da. And she's like, oh, well, and all it is you push a button and resend it to JJ, right? All I got to do is push a button. I mean,
Yep.
it's not in Fort Knox. I don't have to go dig a ditch to get it. You know what I mean? And it's sitting right there in their phone. And she goes, well, I can't re-forward you the training, but I can sell you a discounted version and give you 30% off. 30% of what I already bought. I mean, and it's just, that's just further reason that we want everything to be online. We want everything to be free. And you know what? Some people won't like that, but here's the other thing. We have people that are finding us now. We just had a lady 2 weeks ago. It was so meant to be. She got a hold of us, and it was a Thursday afternoon. And on Monday morning, we were driving down to Oregon to see some people for Liz. And she said, I live in Eastern Washington, and I've been looking at Enagic for a year, but everybody that I talk to about it, they're so rude or they're pushy. And she goes, and this last person that we had, they literally refused to sell me a machine. They would only sell me a machine if I bought. She kept talking about this try thing, and I go, a trifecta, and she goes, yeah, that's it. And it really pissed my husband off, because I've been talking to my husband about this machine for a year, and I finally got him to say yes. And then this lady, we're doing an interview with her to see if she's the right fit, and she's just like, I don't sell machines, I sell trifectas. So she goes, my husband asked her to leave the house, and she called back the next day, and my husband grabbed the phone and said, don't ever call here again. And she goes, and we remembered you guys off of Facebook, and we really like your videos, and we're hoping, my husband and I are kind of hoping you guys are as nice in person or on the phone as you seem on your videos. So we did a Zoom with her for a half an hour. She literally said, Dan, you don't understand. She goes, these distributors, we've talked to 3 of them. She goes, all I'm trying to do is hand you this credit card and buy a K8. I don't want to buy a trifecta. I don't know what a trifecta is. I just want to buy a K8. And I was like, we're glad to help you, ma'am. And it was so meant to be, JJ, because we went down to Oregon. So she gave us her credit card literally that day. I processed the order at 3:00, picked it up at 4:00. And on Monday we were driving down, and Liz and I were like, we're so grateful to have the opportunity to help this lady, but we're just kind of curious how many hours off the beaten track this is going to take us from our journey, because we did have kind of a time we needed to be in Oregon. So we left early and we planned a little bit accordingly, but I was curious. It ended up being 3.5 minutes off of the freeway. We walked into her house, boom, she was installed in 15 minutes. She'd read all the videos online. She's like, I have everything. We sat and showed her the waters for a few minutes. Boom, we were back in the car and on our way to Oregon in a half an hour.
Can't beat that with a stick.
Well, and I just, and she wouldn't tell me, but I'm just like, who was this person that said they will only sell a trifecta, man? I mean, life must be pretty good if you're just like, no, I'm not willing to sell you anything if you're not buying everything. Okay. All righty.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
crazy because the person will probably end up buying a spa down the road and probably end
dude,
up getting Ukon. And
she's already asked for 2 videos, and the funny thing is, she's got a neighbor that's down the street. She's been sharing. Now, remember, now this is fast forward 2 weeks, so she's got a neighbor she's been sharing the water with. She's already asked for 2 videos. It's so funny you say that. She's already asked for 2 videos on the spa, and she is they have a second place, and she's already said, what's up with this junior or platinum for the second house? So it's just one of those things, like, you never, I mean, I never judge. I never try and judge but anytime somebody calls up and says, hey, all I want to do is give somebody my credit card. I just want somebody who's nice and is willing to take it. And I'm sitting there staring down the barrel of an 8-point direct. I mean, and I'm just shaking my head going, who are these people that, can't just help somebody, man? It's just unbelievable.
well, I'm sure glad to see that you're putting that together. In fact, I was wondering if you might share your screen with us and kind of take us over there and let's take a look.
So if let's see. So what would I do? Let me see if hold on. Let me see. Are you seeing anything on my end?
No, you need to go down. Let's see here. Let me make sure I've got screen share allowed. So just down on the bottom of your Zoom room area, down there in the middle, there's a green button that says share screen. Just click on that share screen button, and then in the bottom right hand corner of the next thing that comes up, you just hit share. And then you can go wherever and show us what you're looking at. Show us where that channel is and the best way to navigate it, maybe something like that. Give us a little show off. I love the videos that you guys do, and I think it's wonderful that, the nice thing is being able to take some of these videos that are a little longer and being able to condense them down into something shorter, because heck, nowadays trying to get somebody to watch an 8-minute video might as well be trying to pull their teeth without any anesthesia.
My generation were too ADD.
Exactly.
Yeah, that wasn't a good experiment. Can you hear me?
Yep.
That wasn't a good experiment. Yeah. So, but so we won't go through it today. We'll do it. I don't. Like I said, this is a new computer and navigate. Obviously, I lost everything, but just going to give you an idea of a couple of little things. So, it's brand new, but we did create a little bit of content. So I'll tell you. So here's just an idea of some things you can find, like how to install an ion faucet, which you saw. It's very, very efficient, under 7 minutes. Liz has one that is called Let's Start Building a Business. That's 49 minutes. She has a 3-minute and 24-second one on chemical-free, making your own chemical-free laundry detergent. A 24-minute version. So you bought a Kangen water ionizer. Now what do we do? She has an intro to Kangen culture, a team gathering. That's 29 minutes. A rudimentary install on a K8 just so you can get your machine up and water running. That's 4 minutes. How to make your own electrolysis enhancer fluid. That's 2 minutes and 23 seconds. So you're not going through all those plastic bottles and, discarding that. That's one thing that she doesn't really like is, when we buy the electrolysis solution, how many bottles that we're wasting, right? Do you ever get kind of fed up with that? Because that that literally drives her nuts. Just little things, how to change an spa filter. So, but like I said, it's just beginning. But what we're going to do is eventually have everything on there. Last night we filmed, you know, how to use and calibrate your ORP meter, but obviously she edits everything before it goes up. And so it does take a couple days and to get some stuff up there, you know.
Right.
Anyway.
Yeah. Boy, do I ever know that. I'm so far behind on getting videos up onto the channel. And
Yeah,
it takes time to get them downloaded, get them uploaded, and you know, put the commentary on them and all that kind of stuff. It takes a lot of time. And so I really
for sure.
appreciate you guys doing it. And you know, in fact, maybe what we'll do here, just so that everybody can get a glimpse of this and see what's going on, I'm going to share my screen.
That's probably easier. That's probably easier and probably doesn't knock me off the program.
Yeah. So can you guys see my screen over here now?
Yep. Yep, we can.
Okay. So I'm going to go here into my YouTube channel. And actually, I'm just going to go into YouTube, and then we're going to go into the search bar here.
Yeah, and just put in Kangen Culture TV. TV, yeah. See what pops up.
So I will allow people to unmute.
I always love this part where.
All right, guys. I hope I didn't mute.
Jeez.
Oh yeah, the best alkaline water machines for sure, right?
Yeah, you know, anything that you do, you always get these freaking leeches.
Oh, garbage.
And to be at the top of the thing, you know, you punch in Kangen water and you get a bunch of leeches that don't have anything to do with Kangen water. And so you guys, this is one thing that you want to do. See right here on Kangen Culture TV, make sure you hit the subscribe button.
Yeah, we'd appreciate that.
Subscribe to this, and I want to hit the little bell there because that makes sure that I get all the notifications.
Nice.
And
appreciate that.
Every time you come up with a new video, then I'll get a notification of it. And
that's awesome.
You know, and so I want, quite frankly, this is the kind of stuff that's so valuable, you guys. I mean, just the fact that Dan and Liz are taking all this time to do all this stuff is just huge.
Yeah, and so like I just saw Marilyn on there. So there's great stuff on there for, you know, like let's start building a business, or you just bought a Kangen water ionizer. So now what do I do? And these are things that you can just sit at and look at the comfort of your own home. And they're little mini trainings. They're inspirational. They'll give you ideas with how to share water. You know, that's Liz's personal demo, that global water conditions and solutions. It's absolutely amazing material. You can see over there Anagic compensation and structure, where Liz is in front of that white chalkboard. You know, how to make your own chemical-free laundry detergent with the 11.5. There's another short video. So we want this to be everything about Kangen, the Nespa filter change, how to do a rudimentary install on a machine. So we want anybody to be able to just go here and answer their own questions, or be able to, you know, JJ's always bothering me to do my little demo, and I even did it, and it's not filmed in the best manner, and we kind of had it a little bit screwed up, but it's, you know, that Dan's Kangen water Zoom demo is a short, I mean, it says 30 minutes, but there were some people on there that were asking some questions, but it's pretty decent. Tara said it was good, so I'll take Tara's word for it. But I mean, it obviously wasn't my best performance. I was a little bit stressed about the conditions of the filming and if we were even getting it, if it was even working. And so, but anyway, we're obviously going to refine and make everything a little bit better as we go. But these, you know, we're not making this stuff for us. We're making this stuff for everybody. Everything on here that we're showing people how to do, we already know how to do. So this is for the person that's sitting there, maybe like in Marilyn's situation where she's kind of off and she doesn't really have a group or an office to go to, and she can get on ideas on how, God, well, what is an efficient way to share water with my friends where it doesn't make it sound weird, or how do I kind of start building my business generically and organically without making my friends and family feel weird about it. And so all of that stuff's there. And like I said, JJ, really the goal is, a video or two a week for the next 18 months. And the long-term vision is there should be 100 videos up there that are very, very helpful. And I would think after 100, we're getting close to covering almost everything.
Yeah, yeah. And one other little tip for everybody. Let's say that you go to this one right here, how to make the electrolysis enhancer. So you click on this video and bring it up. And then, let's say you want to save this somewhere where it's real easy for you to get to it.
Yeah.
It's really easy to save. And what you do is you just hit this little save button right here. I'm going to pause it, and then I'm going to say, hit this little save button right here. And you can do this on your phone too. But what I do is I just keep, in fact, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a whole new playlist. So I've got a whole bunch of different playlists in my YouTube channel, as you can see here. I got a whole bunch of different stuff. And right here, I'm going to create a new playlist, and I'm just going to create the name Kangen Culture. And then I'm gonna hit enter. So it just created Kangen Culture. And so if I come back up here, if I go back to my YouTube channel, if I go here, and you guys are all capable of creating your own channel on YouTube, I suggest that you do it. And then when you get into your channel, you can go right here to your playlists. And then here's all of my different playlists, and see, here's Kangen Culture. And you can see right here that there's one video in it. So
Very
what I'm
cool.
going to do is take all those and throw them in here, and that way they're in the easiest place for me to get to them. All I got to do is just go click on my channel, click on my playlist, and then boom, there's Kangen Culture in my playlist.
Yeah, JJ, it's like, if you think about it, I mean, so many of us now, it's starting to happen more and more, and it's certainly going to happen even more so in the future. But, you sell a machine to somebody and they go, well, we just got it in the mail, or, we're getting it in the mail in 2 days. What I say to them is, hey, let me get a picture of your sink. Hey, you see that little cleaning, soap dispenser there? Well, you're going to have 2.5 anyway. That thing's kind of irrelevant. Let me show you something. And I'll take them to the ion faucet deal. And they're like, oh yeah, my husband could probably do this. Well, boom, you send them that video, and then the husband's going, dude, this is simple. But so many people out there, like, if you look on YouTube, can you believe that nobody had ever done one about an ion faucet before? I mean, do you know how many people use those? I use them on almost every install I do, and nobody had ever created a video. So, it's funny. So we're just trying to do the things that we know everybody needs and nobody really has access to. I mean, do you know how many people have already reached out and go, oh my God, how come nobody's done that with an ion faucet before? Everybody out here uses them. So we just want to make it easier for everybody.
Yep. It's kind of funny that you mentioned that, because ever since, we went a little over 2 years using our diverter on our sink. And then when Tina decided to start handing out our Kong cards to people, she decided, well, maybe I should actually watch the video that's on there, so I see what everybody's, what they're going to be looking at, right? So she watches that video that was done by like Ashley Strand or whatever, the 9.5 video, right? And she sees that they've got it hooked up to its own faucet. And she sees that, and she's like, oh man, I gotta get one. And so one day she comes down here into the office, and she goes, sweetie, guess what? I got us an early anniversary present. And I'm like, oh great, what is it? And she hands me this bag and says, and I look inside, and there's a faucet in there, and I'm just like, oh, terrific plumbing work, yay,
Right.
I went to work on it, and it took me several hours to do it. It was a total pain in the butt. I had to drill a hole in my countertop and all that stuff.
Did you get it from Ion Faucet?
No, she got it from Home Depot. I mean, the whole
Okay,
thing, all the connections. She went and got everything necessary. She got all the tubing, she got all the connectors, she got everything she needed to make it happen. And
Well,
then
there you go.
President and I, you know, it all costs like $67 for everything to
That's
have
not
it all
bad.
together, right? And then we got it hooked up, and I'll tell you what, it was one of the very best anniversary presents ever. It is so nice having your Kangen machine. I call it giving Kong his own waterfall or his own spring to drink from. Or actually,
Yeah.
her, you know, because we also confirmed that Kong is a girl, not a boy.
Mm.
And I go, where do you get
Well,
that from? She goes, well, listen to that voice in the machine. That's a girl's voice. That's not a boy's voice. I'm like, okay,
well,
all
you
right,
know,
fair enough. Kong's a girl.
and that's the issue too, is, you know, we run into so many people, even, you know, that are outside of our team or whatever, and they may have had their machine. Dude, I meet people that have had their machine 3, 4, 5 years. They don't even know what the 2.5 button is for. They've never touched it. They've
Yeah,
never touched it.
I went up. I got a call from a lady who needed some help with her Kong machine. She's had her machine for 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
And Marilee Leslie sold her the machine and never even taught her how to use it. She had a whole case of electrolysis enhancer, and she had never even put it in her electrolysis chamber. She didn't even know what it was for. She'd had her machine for 8 years and had it hooked up to a reverse osmosis system. And
Well, yeah.
and it's just crazy. And but I ended up getting it all taken care of for her, did a cleaning on it. She'd never cleaned it after 8 years of running it, and didn't even know how to use it or anything. And so I showed her how, and now I'm gonna hook her up with your channel so that she can learn more stuff that she needs to learn. She's like an 80-year-old lady too.
Yeah.
And it was really disheartening to see that somebody would sell her a machine like that and not take care of her, you know, and you know, just take $4,000 from her, not even teach her how to use her machine. But you know, one other little thing about giving Kong her own spring is when we were up there in Seattle last year for the Club Ride event, and we stayed one night at Sam's house, and then we stayed 2 nights at your house. Bless both of your hearts, and it was wonderful. But Tina, she can't stand the fact that Sam still has his machine hooked up with a diverter.
Oh yeah.
She's just like,
Yeah, dude.
Sam, you gotta, you know, she's over there looking under his sink and stuff, and he's like, what are you doing? And she's going, well, you need to get Kong her own spring, you know. And he's
Yeah,
like,
Liz.
yeah, he doesn't want to do it. But I'll tell you, it is so nice being able to run your water, be able to be doing the dishes or whatever, and be able to run and be filling up Kangen water jugs at the same time. It is absolutely wonderful. And I'll tell you what, you know, ever since we got our setup, Tina has been like adamant about anybody that we set up with a machine that, you know, they want to get we want to try and get them to get their own, give Kong her own spring. So
Then, you know, now if you have an out of state person and you actually send them to that, they don't just sit there and go, oh my God, dude, this looks so confusing. Maybe I don't know what to do. I mean, it's so simple. So, you know, go and look at the videos and, you know, check it out. And we, like you said, just want to make it easier for everybody. And even me, as I'm watching and I'm like, wow, that just broke it down so simply, you know, and that's what people need at first, because, you know, the machine is overwhelming. And, you know, unlike some of these distributors, I mean, some of these guys just have a machine literally showing up at somebody's door and they're done with them. And it's an incredibly bad way to do business. And it's an incredibly bad way to foster relationships. And you know what? It's fine. People can do this business any way they want. I know guys that are online. They're not doing any person-to-person sales. They're making astronomical amounts of money. They're helping nobody. They're fine with it. I mean, that's okay. I don't ever want my business to be that way. I make a lot of money. And if somebody came to me and said tomorrow, just take the relationships out of the business, you can do all your online sales where you're just dropping the stuff off at their front door and you're done with them, and you can make 3 times more than what you're making today, I would tell them to go F themselves. So that's just me.
I want to put a little bit in about that too, because I know myself, it wasn't for being in touch with Kong's family, I would have been lost, would not know what to do. I'm not going to bash the person that sold me my machine, but she's busy doing whatever in her life and stuff. And I felt lost, like, okay, what's this for? What's that for? And then my husband, he's a plumber, thank God. He's seen what JJ did, had his own spring, and he went to Home Depot, and we have our own spring for it. So
Right.
good that we have
And
this go-to. You guys are doing.
and Marilyn,
you.
in Maryland, I mean, and me and you have talked, and you're certainly not in my business, but, you know, we've spent time talking, and I've, you know, tried to be helpful and stuff like that. But, and I'm not asking you to say who, because I already know, but I believe when I think back a couple of years ago when you got your device, yours was a situation of you kind of had two people and you kind of made a choice, right?
That was at the beginning. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
and so technically, you know, and JJ, this goes down to, you know, who we choose too, because, you know, and we're not going to get into the particulars, and it doesn't matter. Maryland has a lot of help, you know, from, you know, she's reached out to me, she reaches out to you, but, you know, she came to a crossroads with two people in her life, and, you know, she chose one based on, you know, whatever she chose it, and, you know, kind of ended up in a bad situation where she was kind of abandoned, where had she chosen the other situation, I think I'm the direct upline to that person, and it's just a whole different path. So we have to be,
Yeah.
so we have, and I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I'm just saying that we have to be wise about that choice, because, you know, we're making an investment in people for the long term. And, you know, we need to be able to provide those people with a way to get their questions answered, feel like they actually belong to something. And that's why we name the YouTube channel Kangen Culture, because it doesn't necessarily have to be our group. It's just the culture of Kangen that we'd like to see. We don't want to see anybody with a machine dropped off at their house and then they get abandoned. What we want is the ability for everybody to go be helped, have the information they need, and at least, even if they are in a situation where they feel like they're out on an island by themselves, they feel like they have some support and community.
Thank you so much, because Dan, I recall that moment too, and I was lost. I didn't know, you know, I just my gut feeling, because it was the first person that mentioned it to me, and I thought, I know that the going back and forth, and I regret some of the things. Well, I just went with my heart because I thought that's what I'd done, but I was
Absolutely.
and left in the, you might say, up in the air, you know.
Right.
It's not right. I'm not going to diss her for it. That happens in life. We get busy with our lives, but when we're struggling to know, what is this for? What is that for? Okay, you expect your upline to be there to answer some of those questions. So it doesn't matter what you're on. Be there. Be that help. Be that light.
Absolutely.
Hey,
Absolutely.
if I may, the whole analogy you're talking about, those people, you know, tripling your sales and stuff, I equate it to a one-night stand versus trying to covet somebody and court somebody that you want to marry.
Yeah.
You know, I tell people, once you buy a machine, you can't get rid of me. This isn't just a quick piece. This isn't just a quick piece of ass for me. Once you get this machine, that's when I come in. That's when I start to develop the relationship, your understanding of this technology, and ultimately your comfort zone in handling this stuff. So I think to me, that's the way I communicate that to people. I says, I'm not just trying to get in here for a one-night stand. I'm trying to help you understand that this is a lifelong deal, and I need to be available for you for your own sake. And that's the nature of it. So yeah, I like your thoughts on that, man. And I totally resonate really well.
I really appreciate it. I really do.
Well, you know, and here it goes back to, you know, it goes back to, if you listen to Eric Worre, you know, when he talks about, when he says something, you know, let's say hypothetically a Magic. I mean, you're getting the company, you're getting the product, you're getting the fact that it's perfect timing, you're getting these things, but you're also getting me. And the thing is, that's what we're doing. And I'll tell you what, Sean, and I think, you know, and JJ and everybody that's on here, you know, I've heard this said before, and I know that this is becoming fact and it's manifesting in all of our lives. But here's the deal. The 3, 5, 7, 10-year plan is not if everybody's going to have a machine. They will. It's just a question of who they're going to get it from. And so, you know, we put ourselves out there in a place, in a space, so that when people come across that, they might say, wow, I'd like to be with that person. And so we feel like all of this stuff is slowly cultivating that, because, you know, like the story I was telling to JJ, the lady literally just found us on Facebook. She watched a couple of Liz's and I's videos, and her thing to me was, I feel like you guys are the perfect fit, because I'd like my husband to talk to you in case we have friends that want to be introduced to this, but I'm really resonating with Elizabeth and her videos, and my husband kind of wants me to be underneath a woman. Boom, easy fix, you know, so everybody's happy, right? And we get to facilitate a lot of things that cover a lot of bases, but you know, people are finding people because of the platform that they're laying out. So it's about, you know, it's trust me, no one, I mean, I don't have any desire to go 100% online, but you do want to be there for those people that are out there searching. And maybe the people that they've run into down the road in an Enagic are not the kind of person they want to do business with. You know, I don't know, Sean, I don't think Sean was on at the start, but I was telling the story of a lady who just called us up out of the blue and literally gave us her credit card an hour later because
I
because
heard that. That was beautiful.
yeah, you can only because the person that she was talking to said, I only sell trifectas. I can't sell you a K8. So
Well, my second
I mean,
machine,
again, that's a perfect example of putting it about you and not the customer.
Right.
That's the car salesman approach. Hey, if you
Yeah.
get all these, I get this certain commission. And if you
Right.
don't get this, then you can go to another car lot because I'm really searching for this. And I hear
Well,
that.
and
Listen, I've heard that from a couple other people. You know,
Yeah.
there's a guy we got in our group, you know, he's not on our team or whatever, but he's got some big wigs out of California that are his 6As. And they're like, yeah, hey, listen, we're going to do this. You know, we'll buy this person a machine and blah, blah, blah. I'll just give you the money for the commission, but we're going to help that person build the business.
Oh, you just muted yourself, Sean.
That's some selfish ass right there. That ain't nothing to do with this brand new distributor trying to get up, trying to figure this out. And I think that's the kind of stuff that just short circuits things, you know, and then you go back and you think of how many, you know, big people that were in this when I started, they've bailed or they've been let go by the company because of that stuff. You know,
For sure.
you speak enough to the integrity of our approach, man. I mean, that's just something that gets lost on people today. They want the
Well,
quick fix, they want the full on value that comes with the relationship built, changing the life, giving something to somebody that they never would have had before, and just finding solace and comfort in that, you know?
Right.
So if we got a distributor out there trying to make it about them and not the person, that just doesn't make any sense to me.
and my
Well, and,
second
you know,
one was like that. Mine, she looked me up and she looked into my profile before she even decided who she wanted to go with. And I'm like, wow. And she's right here in Michigan. I'm like, hey, I wasn't expecting that call. I wasn't seeking online. She seeked me. So that made me feel good that I am out there. You just never know who you're going to get.
Yeah, and you got to just think about the fact that when you do think, wow, well, that actually happened to me. I actually sold a machine. Think about how much Enagic's going to grow in the next 3, 5, 7 years, and it's going to just, it's going to be exponential. And so, JJ, maybe that's a good time to segue too, because I have some new numbers from Enagic about what's been going on, and you know, when you hear them, they start to begin to feel like they're impressive. But then when we analyze the numbers, we still realize, you know, this thing hasn't even begun yet. So, you know, we can stay on the Kangen culture thing, JJ, but if you want to transfer over and kind of segue into some new stuff, we certainly can.
Yeah, you know, one of my favorite things about you, brother, is how you're so good at putting numbers together. That's why I call you the numerator, because you're so good at it. You're better than anybody else I know about it, and putting putting this stuff to numbers. But I want to just mention one last thing about why I'm so excited that you and Liz are putting the Kangen culture together. Over on the live side, the old tree topper, he's hanging out over there, and he just said, I just subscribed. He said, that's awesome. He loves the concept of the channel. And I do know that for him, one of his biggest pet peeves in this business is all the people that are out there selling these machines on like KSL.com and eBay, and they're selling them for dirt cheap and that kind of thing. And they're basically taking money out of all of our pockets by doing that. I've had 3 people that have bought machines through eBay or KSL.com or some other way versus getting it from the business. And luckily for them, they got good machines that worked out, and they didn't get screwed, and they don't want to do the business. And so, good for them. But the reason why that kind of thing is there, it's because of what what you're putting this thing together to help solve. Because people come into this, they get these machines and they never learn how to use them. And so they think they just got ripped off, and they feel like they didn't get any value out of the money they spent. And so they turn around and get rid of them for cheap. They're like, screw this, I got screwed, so I just want to get rid of this thing. And what you're doing right now should have a major impact on slowing that kind of thing from happening. If we can get wide enough understanding of it, that people have a resource here where they can pretty much learn everything they need to know about their machine, everything they need to know about the products, everything they need to know about the business, everything they need to know about how to take care of it. And all of it is in one little spot and one beautiful little setup, So I just can't tell you how much I appreciate it, brother. I love people like you that are, it's people like you that make this company great. And that's what we need. We need this kind of selfless stuff where people are out there just putting content out for the sole purpose of helping other people versus for the purpose of how much money can I make off of this? How much can I charge for this content? How about, how about if I help enough other people get what they want, then that's going to help me get what I want. And, and so I love you for doing that, brother. I really appreciate it. And I just wanted to give you that last little plug and encourage everybody to go subscribe to Kangen Culture, share it out there, get it out. Make sure you get that out to all of your people, everybody that's in your group. You got to get it out there. Every one of the groups that you're in, make sure that you put the information out there that Dan and Liz are putting together the Kangen Culture site on YouTube, and they really want to be part of this. They want that information. It's going to be golden. And so with all that said, thank you so much. And let's get into some numbers, baby. I love numbers.
Just 1 second, and we will segue into that. But since you brought it up, and that's another thing is what we want to do is, like, because you brought up Paul. So Paul had a situation like 2 weeks ago where a guy's just like, dude, I don't care. I see a K8 on Amazon for $3,700. I don't have any interest in being a distributor. I'm well paid in my profession. I just want to drink the water. I don't care. At the same time, I had a couple that was doing the same thing to me. And what was extremely disappointing is on the ad that I got clipped, and this couple bought a K8 off of Amazon for $38.95, and they sent me the thing, and it actually had, people said, you can feel safe and secure buying a machine from us. We've been Kangen water distributors for over 10 years. Here is our ID number. So I clipped everything and sent it not to the one person that's the Enagic compliance department. I actually sent it to Kangen USA. I sent it to the new head of marketing for Enagic and things like that. And, I wasn't thrilled with the response I got.
Yeah. Well, it's a bunch of baloney that they're allowing people to go out there and do that kind of thing when that's completely against the company policy. It's against the procedures and all that kind of stuff. And, I guess it just depends on whoever the person is. Some people can get away with it and other people can't. Maybe it depends on how pretty you are.
I was told last year that 54 people had their distributorship terminated from Amazon, eBay, etc. And and when I wrote the people, when I got the thing, I said, "Hey, man, it's not like this is tough to find." And I just don't know why Enagic can't sit down for a 40-day period and go to every single Amazon ad, click on there, buy a machine. All they have to do is track it for about 5 hours, see where the distributorship traces back to. I mean, they can buy a machine from themselves, right? They can refund you. You can get a full refund. Just see who does it and bam, immediately terminate them. And I think if they did that for a period of 3 weeks and they bought about 40, 50, 60 of these machines online, it would clean everybody out.
Right.
And are you going to tell me that they can't take 5 minutes to buy a machine from themselves and then they're going to click in the system and see exactly where it goes, and 3 days later say, "I want to return"? Amazon honors everything. Not like they're not going to pay you back. And they could completely weed all of that out.
Yeah, I'd love to
'Cause
see
it's not-
something like that happen because it's a bunch of crap. And
Well, and the thing is, and back to your point, it's because people are going on there. I mean, at least in my situation, Paul's situation was a little bit different because the guy had been drinking off of a Life Ionizer for a while. He's like, "I know the K8's better, but I've never sold machines. I'm never going to be interested." I tried to pitch him on, "Hey, just because you aren't now, think about the 3, 5, 7-year plan. I mean, this isn't, you buying a machine is kind of an anomaly because you know it and understand it, but think about the tens and tens of thousands of people out there like you were 2 years ago who knew nothing about this, who will be purchasing in the future." So I tried to hit him on every single angle I could. But with my people, it came to me from about 5 people down in the downline, and I still was willing to spend an hour with him. And when he said to me, after watching an hour demo, "Well, my wife is just stuck on the price," and I said, "Then go buy it. I'm not helping you. Go buy it. Go buy, do whatever you want. If you don't see the value after seeing a demo, because some people just have that mindset, right? And then that's fine, but I don't want you in my business and I don't want to do business with you. And don't call me when you get that thing in 4 days from Amazon and ask me how to hook it up. Don't ask me what the solution's for. Don't ask me anything. Don't ask me anything."
Yeah.
Because the thing is if you understand the value of these machines and you truly understand the capability and the longevity of these machines, you probably could sell them for $7,000 and not sell any less.
Yeah.
So
I know I wouldn't
Anyway.
give my machine up, either of them. There's no way I would
Yeah.
sell machines to anybody for, less than double the price. It's like,
No.
you want to buy a machine?
Well-
Okay, I'll sell it to you for $10,000. You betcha. Then I'll go buy 2 more.
well,
Sure.
but here's okay. So you laid out the caveat that I was going to, because here's the thing. Somebody like you says, "Give me twice what I paid for it. I'll go buy another one." What's your number if you're not allowed to buy one for 5 years? If you can't drink Kangen water for 5 years, you can't utilize a device, you can't do anything. So what does your number become now?
Yeah, it goes
Because
way
10
up.
10 grand doesn't do it for me for 5 years.
No, not even close. No
So the
way.
thing is everybody has that number, but once you understand the value, they can't comprehend that somebody like me would go, "Dude, I wouldn't sell my machine for $20,000. But if I couldn't drink it for 5 years, I wouldn't sell it to you for that." And they can't even fathom that because they don't understand the device. But when you understand the device, if you understand, and even more so in my case, because I understand the value of introducing the device and sharing the device. So I would never take $20,000. I would never take 30. So the thing is everybody's number is different, but it's all determined by value.
Right. Absolutely.
Because if there's no value and you don't show them anything with the machine, yeah, it's a water filter. So what? $3,000 sounds like a lot for a water filter. $4,000 sounds obscene. The first time the guy told me a K8 was $49.80, I said, "What are you, drunk? I mean, what are you, drunk?" But I didn't know what I was asked. I didn't know what I was being spoken to about. And as he showed me, that number changed. And by the time I bought my machine, I literally pulled out my credit card and goes, "Dude, here." I mean, the $49.80 was nothing. It was nothing. And the day I bought my machine, I still had no comprehension of what I was buying, but I had a lot more understanding than the day I was introduced to it.
Amen, brother.
So
what kind of numbers are going on with things right now?
So it's interesting that you bring that up because, so we were just talking about a K8, but here's the thing. Enagic has set record sales in Canada and the US 3 months continuously running, every month being better than the month before. So, but here's the insanity of it. So this month, the US set record sales numbers. Now, if you think about Enagic and you think about how many people need this device, you get this massive number in your head. But we set record sales numbers for the third month in a row, and we came in just shy of, now get this, because my mind gets blown, just under 5,000 units for the US. 5,000 units. Nothing.
You know,
I mean,
a country of 350 million people, we sold 5,000 machines last month. Is that crazy or what, kids?
in the whole entire United States of America.
And how many bottles of water and Culligan got bought?
Oh my God, tens of millions, so here's the number on that. So we are throwing out 340 million single-use plastic bottles every single day. Less than 14% of those are being recycled. And so if you do the math, you have a billion with a billion bottles every 3 days ending up in landfills, ending up in the ocean, ending up in various places. And so when you start to understand what we have and the fact that everybody needs what we have, just nobody really exactly knows about it, you can just understand. Because JJ, you know, if you go to, you know, if you think about the fact that 5,000 is going to become 7,000, and then it's going to become 10,000, and then it's going to become 20,000, it's going to become 30,000. And when you think about numbers like that, you're like, oh my God, from 5 to 30 is like massive. But even if Enagic, you know, when Enagic gets to 30, 40,000 units a month, think about it. It's still nothing. I mean, when Enagic one day is saying we're selling, you know, 400,000 machines a year in the US, I mean, great, terrific. We'll all be very, very, very well off. But the thing is, it's still a drop in the bucket. It's a drop in the bucket.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I feel. I mean, if you get to the point where we're doing 25,000 machines a month, that's going to be 300,000 machines a year. It's nothing.
Yeah, amen. That's just a tiny little portion of the number of people that are here. So, you know, it's like whenever you jump on board with you know, one of the big things about network marketing companies and such is that, you know, you want to get in at the right time. You know, you want to get in before the explosion. And, you know, everybody that's on board with this right now is definitely in here at the right time. We're definitely, you know, there's so much room for growth. And, you know, when you get involved with something in the early stages, it magnifies your chance of success exponentially. And so, yeah, that's pretty exciting, brother.
Well, and when you think about it, even when I joined Enagic 5 years ago, we were doing about 2,000 to 2,100 units a month. And here's the thing about exponential growth. Here's the thing about what you're talking about with timing. So because we are the marketing arm, because we don't pay Tom Brady, even though we could afford to, because we don't do those things, we get the proportion of the distribution of wealth. But here's the thing: it's changing because A, of social media, and B, because of that exponential growth is changing. Because back when you had 2,100 units a month being sold, and everybody was telling 2 or 3 or 4 people, maybe some people tell 5, some people tell 25, but your average is probably a couple. What happens now because of social media, and B, because the numbers turn from 2,000 to 5,000, we already know that everybody buys a Kangen machine, says something to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people. But with that exponential growth of social media, now what you're seeing is, you know, if that 5,000 people a month have 15 impressions, you know, that's becoming this number that just keeps going like this. So what happens is people go, oh, well, to go from 2,000 to 5,000, it's not a huge jump. the exponential ripple effect is what's changing dramatically, so that when JJ walks up and or has his thing, somebody goes, is that Kangen water? Because I keep seeing that on, you know, Instagram or Facebook, and I hear it's amazing. And that's what's changing. And so very, very, and here's what else is very, very cool about exponential growth. So you take 5 years to go from 2 to 5,000, but you got to understand in the next 5, 6, 6.5 years, we're going to sell more machines than we have in the previous 5 decades. And so what's going to happen is that 5 will go to 7, which will go to 12, which will go to 15, at a much more rapid pace than the growth of an Agic in, let's say, the last 7 to 10 years. I mean, the distributors that were around 10 years ago and that stuck with it, we know who they are, the Daniel D. McCauley's and the Romy Vaderas and the people that are making 6-figure per month, massive wealth, you know, but those guys were selling machines when we were doing 400, 500, 600 machines a month worldwide. Forget the US, worldwide. So, you know, Daniel says it better than everybody. It's all about the product. It's about the company. It's about the need. It's about the compensation, and it's about the timing. And if you give me 5 minutes on any given day to run down those 5 things for you, this is the biggest no-brainer in history. And if you don't own one of these things, man, I mean, short of looking at this, and if you don't have one of these things and you don't see the potential, the upside, I mean, I'm scared somebody gave you a little frontal lobotomy or something, because there's just no way, man. There's just no way.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just no way.
You know, speaking of that, Dan, that's probably a great thing for the old numerator to put together in the old Kangen culture archive. There is the 5 things, like you just said. You can say no to these 5 things, you might not even be alive. Who knows? You may.
Yeah, man. You got. I mean, I can't do it, but I mean, you can't do it, but you see that? This is just for me and Liz, because I know you can't do that stuff, but you know, that's 16 checks to my mailbox on a Monday morning. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say what it is, but this is 2 K8s in one day. And here's the thing. That machine is profit for the rest of my life. It's paid for itself 20, 30, 50, probably 100 times over. And here's the thing. It doesn't cost me a red cent.
No. Yeah.
Right here in the glass. The thing about a Magic that makes it so unique is we are the marketing arm, but you're also the manufacturer. It doesn't cost me anything to make. It doesn't cost me anything to share. I don't have to, go out to my garage. I've got a beautiful twin turbo and a motorcycle. I don't have boxes of crap stacking up, wondering who I have to give my samples to and fretting that every time I hand something to a friend, it costs me $18. You want some water? I fill a jug. Here you go. It doesn't cost me anything. Cost me nothing to share something with so much value. And so when you go back to the product, because this is all about the products, a lot of these companies, they'll literally build a pay plan structure and then say, okay, that looks good enough to get people to bite. Now, what the hell are we going to sell? And then they'll come up with, oh, let's do antioxidants. That's all the rage. Let's do antioxidant skin cream or face, or let's come up with something. We got to put, this is a great pay plan. Let's put something in there. That's not what a Nagic did. A Nagic had the greatest product in the world for years and then said, how can we get this out to people and compensate normal guys like me and let them make an extraordinary income? And let's make this thing so insane that and if you're out there and you're 1 to 3A, I get it. Go to Kangen culture, look at those things. How do we start a business? How do I share water? How do I introduce this to people? Because I will tell you this right now, if you get to 3 or 4A in this business, you will never, ever, ever stop. Your machine between 9 and Luther. Look at this guy. Sorry. Luther. Luther. So between 9 and, somewhere between 9 and 12 sales, your device is on the house, and everything after that is house money forever. So here's some interesting stats. I believe it's 1.7. So if you're out there and you think you're interested in this project and you have a machine and you're loving the water and you're sharing it, don't get discouraged. Come here, sweetie. Come here and say hi. Liz just woke up, but
There's that beautiful. Oh, hooty-hoo! Great job on the videos, honey. They're awesome. Thank you so much. Really appreciate what you're doing with Kangen culture. You just got yourself a bunch of new subscribers this morning, and we're all planning on utilizing what you're doing. And yeah, there you are right there.
and here's the thing. And here's the thing for anybody on this who sees this in the future. If you have any ideas that you don't think I mean, maybe we haven't because we don't think of everything. If you have something like, I keep getting asked about this, do you guys mind? Just tell us. We don't care if it's a 9-minute video or a 3-minute video. We will put it together, you know, and Liz has become very good at editing and doing this stuff, and we will get it up there for you. So, you know, we're busy. We're doing a lot of stuff. There's a lot of moving parts, and sometimes a video will come to us like she did with the ion faucet, and everybody goes, oh my God, I can't believe somebody hasn't made one of those. So if you have an idea and you just don't want to do it yourself, but you know that you could utilize it with your group or your downline, just touch base with us and I'll let the boss know.
Yeah, amen. That's a great thing. You know, I got to tell you one last thing about it. I'm sure happy to see you put together the video about the electrolysis enhancer, because, you know, everybody that is aware of my involvement with this company knows that that's my biggest pet peeve with Enagic, is that they sell us electrolysis enhancer, freaking salt water in plastic bottles. It's so dang hypocritical. I hate it. We sit here talking about how the plastic bottles are a problem with the planet, and yet here we are selling millions of them every single year. Millions and millions of them. If there's a million Kong machines out there and everybody's buying a dozen bottles of electrolysis enhancer, that's 12 million freaking bottles that we're putting into the environment. And those bottles are not just little cheesy little plastic bottles either. They're freaking gnarly plastic. And plus the whole process is expensive when they could just be selling us a bag of salt and giving us a recipe. And you know, that's what they should do. That's what I'm really happy to see somebody like you jumping on that bandwagon, because the fact that you have a lot more, I mean, I don't know, you probably don't have all that much influence with this company yet, but I know this, you have a heck of a lot more influence than I do. And so the more people that are up there in the 6A ranges and beyond that see the hypocrisy of this and start reaching out and trying to get Mr. Oshiro's ear, and you know, the time hopefully will come where the company will realize that that's a really bad thing to be doing, and we need to stop it. We need to sell little packets of salt or little bags of salt or something like that, you know, and that'll be better for the environment, and it'll save us as distributors a lot of money. And you know, it's like if I ever get a check for salt water, or you know, I get a check and it's whatever amount it is and it says electrolysis enhancer, I ain't cashing it. There ain't no way. To me, that's blood money. I'm not doing it. So
it's a lot of, like you said, it's a pretty thick of plastic. I mean, they put a lot into that, and it's, you know, and it's funny because we were doing this about the content, and then all of a sudden, this morning, the first thing I see in my email is, oh, it's electrolysis solution sale month. So a 6-pack that's normally $18 is $16 this month because, you know, they're having a big sale on solution. And so it was just funny, the timing of it all.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to give you a little kudos on that, man, because like I said, that's my biggest pet peeve. That's like, there's only like 2 things or 3 things that I don't like, you know, that I have issues with, and that's one of them. And, you know, all of them are real simple things that certainly don't change my love for the company, but I would love to see them change at some point in time. So
Is the bags of salt still available or no?
Yes.
Yeah, and
Are
they're
they available?
$5.
Yeah, okay.
I know I
Have
look
they
for,
started selling them again? I know the last time I checked in, they were out of stock, and I
yeah,
left them a message or whatever. I clicked the box to be notified when it was back in stock, and I've never seen anything.
Well, it's just fine sea salt. So we don't have to buy it from an Magic, and you can get fine sea salt a lot of places, large bags for not very much money. I mean, the bag that an Magic gives us is about this big, and that's going to last a long time. And that's going to last us at least 6 months for $5. So
Yeah.
think about that when we're spending $3, $4, $5, $6 on solution. But it is just fine sea salt and clean water. Those are the only two ingredients that we use in the electrolysis enhancer.
now where did you get it at?
Well, the one that I used in the video, I got at from a Magic, but I've checked it out, and they have fine sea salt at Costco, at what's the other, Winco. There's fine sea salt on Amazon that you can have shipped to your house if you're shopping from Amazon and stuff. But yeah, there's a lot of options for that. So don't
Okay,
feel like
'cause
you
I-
have to get it from a Magic.
Yeah, because I know that there's one at Home Depot that you can get for $4.95 for a 40-pound bag.
Oh my God.
There you go. Right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there you go.
I wasn't sure if I should have shared it because I don't know how many people are doing it that way, but yeah. And there, I'll,
Just one thing, one little thing for you guys to know about that electrolysis enhancer video. Do not share it publicly.
no, you can't.
You keep that thing between you and your distributors, and you let all your distributors know, do not share this publicly. Because if you do, you'll be getting a call from an Agit compliance. And if you don't remove it, they'll boot you out of the company. It's okay if you go sell machines on Amazon, but if you tell people how to make electrolysis enhancer in public, you're out of this joint,
Yeah.
And so anyway, yeah, keep it to yourselves, keep it within your team. I mean, I know the video I did about making electrolysis enhancer, I told everybody, I said, this is against the rules. And Agit does not accept this. Do not share this out publicly. This is for your ears and your eyes only, and your team and your team's eyes only, and tell everybody, do not be sharing this out publicly. And otherwise, you can go ahead and share it all you want. Just keep it off of the big World Wide Web, public system. And so just a little heads up for everybody, because I know that for a fact, because when I put up my original electrolysis enhancer video, I got contacted because what happened is somebody complained that I was doing that. And they complained to an Agit, and then next thing I know exactly who it was that complained too. But anyway, they complained and got me turned into old Steve, and I got the message saying, get that down or get booted out of the company. And so I took it down, and I sent them a nice scathing letter telling them what hypocrites they were and everything else, and said, okay, I'll get rid of it. But I just moved it over to my channel, and that's all.
And JJ, and I don't want to go too far into that, but when I was emailing, do you guys all know who Paula is? Paula Pena. She's head of US marketing and sales now. And so, and like I said, I don't want to go down the rabbit hole on here, but when we sent the email about the machines on Amazon in a separate email, once she had written me back, I said, there's a lot of people that have a problem with compliance being one individual. So, if you guys could look into maybe creating a real board or some kind of system, because, for somebody to have their fate in one person's hands seems, the story, so we'll just leave it at that. But that needs to be addressed as we grow as a company, and there's people that are having massive sales and making large amounts of money, and the thing is you can't have your life be subjective to just one person's ideas and opinions, because we all know that can vary very greatly. So there needs to be ironclad set of expectations and a board or a mini committee or something that will evaluate things open-mindedly, right?
Right. Yeah,
So
exactly.
we'll
So
just
what do you
leave it at
guys
that. But
store it in? What do you store in when you make up your analysis? enhancer?
We reused our plastic enhancer bottles because they're so
Oh.
good. We just put it back in there and then store
Okay.
them.
I have done
then
that too, but I'm gonna start putting it in my ball jars. So it's not
Yeah.
getting,
Yeah, I've done that too in the glass jars. Yep, that works too.
I walked in and thought it was moonshine in the bathroom. I didn't know what was going on.
I know I had to remind my husband, it's not what you think it is, so stay out of it.
It's not apple brandy. Don't drink it. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, JJ, but that was a super fast hour, and we're sitting here. We got our morning water, and I'm more than glad to give you another 10 or 15 minutes. But we covered a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we sure have. And unless anybody has any questions or anything for Dan or for Liz, or any comments about this, I think we've had a great show. It's been a blast as usual.
I do.
Always love having you here, Dan. And I'd like to go ahead and give us a closing prayer and
I do have
get on
one.
with our day.
I do have one.
Marilyn's got a question.
Yeah, Dan and Liz, have you guys done anything for like the eyes, ears, and nose solution? How to utilize the water? I have.
No, but I love it.
I would send it to you. I got a video I did with it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, please do.
So my personal, and there's no rhyme, reason, or science behind it, but I can tell you this right now. I get up every single morning. I drink about an 8-ounce glass of 9.5. I take a second glass of 9.5 with my 5 Ukon, and I spray the 11.5 in both of my eyes and then up my nose. And I immediately head for a tissue, and it is the greatest head clearing device on the planet. I mean, literally a spray up each nostril and everything comes flying out. And so that's how I like to start my day, because I feel like I wake up my head. And I'll just be honest with you, in the last couple of years, my eyes have not done really, really well. And that splash of 11.5 in the morning, I just take a spray bottle, a light mister, and boy, it makes all the difference in the world for my eyes when I first get up.
Yeah, what I do is, if I have something going on, an upper respiratory thing going on, I'll start out with 2.5, 2 drops in each eye, and I massage in the corner of the tear duct, because that's where you need to open up that lymphatic drainage. And then you massage underneath your eye out, up and underneath the eye out, so you can help drain that out of there. And I do the same thing with ears, 2 drops, and in my nose, do a nasal flush, and follow up with the 11.5 water, and then I'll put in some pink Himalayan sea salt in neutral water, 7. And I put that in there. I have no more problems with glaucoma.
Wow,
Awesome.
interesting.
Glasses.
Yeah.
I'm not wearing my glasses only to drive. And I was partially blind since I've been on this for 2 years. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, please send it to us.
Yeah, I want to try the 2.5 in my eyes.
Yeah.
I want that too there, you gorgeous little minx.
I'll send it. I'll send it to you. Okay. All right. I thank you guys for everything, because you guys have taught me things too.
I'm ready. Yeah.
Did Brandon have a question?
It's the best solution for a neti pot. The
Yep.
part,
So I use.
part 2.5 and then the clean. You don't have to use the solution anymore. It's way more effective.
I know it.
Caustic. It doesn't burn my nasal passages. So I'm with you, Marilyn. It's perfect.
Yeah. And I also do a facial. I also do a facial flush with my massages, helping it all drain down. So I'm put that in my video too. It's how you massage it out of there.
Cool.
And
Hey,
Brandon,
I got a question. Go ahead, Dan.
Oh, no, I was just saying I'd never seen Brandon, or I haven't met, and I don't think he knows me and Elizabeth. So I was just going to say welcome to him, and I was going to ask him who he's under.
Oh, I'm under Sean and Dan. I have met you a couple. I spoke on one of your videos before.
Oh, okay.
Frequently. I think we were going to touch base a while ago, but yeah, I'm under Sean. Just a recent nursing graduate. I've been looking for so many different alternative therapies and great things to add my healthcare and my practice. And this is by far the most effective thing that I've really ever come across in all my studies in medical. It's very limited, but the numbers of all our interventions in school aren't very good. And
Yeah.
this is just the no side effects, power your body. I've done a lot of research with JJ on the effects of hydrogen water. If you'd like this document that I put together, I'll send it to you.
For sure.
It's even shown to improve concrete. I mean, I've done research to where it's helping in the industry like world. So
Are you and I
Awesome.
connected on Facebook?
I'm not sure, Dan. I've been off Facebook and social media for almost 3 months now for my own. So, but I do check in Messenger. I'm with JJ and those guys, and Sean always send me messages through Messenger, and I check it. So,
Yeah, if you can forward the document through Messenger if you'd like, or if you want to, JJ has my number, you can get it and text it to me, however you want to get it to me. But yeah, I'd love to hear from you. What's that?
email has been a pretty good thing. Or
Okay.
Wetzel or JJ can forward it to you. I don't mind.
No, I'm just going to put my email down here in the chat.
Okay.
Giddy up. Hey,
Well, yeah.
I want to ask you guys. I know you guys are all the evidence is clear. The beauty water is working for you guys. I've been
Yeah, I
using
love
it
it.
for
We just
12
got
years, and how can I not? How come the
My hair-
beauty water ain't helping my ass? For the love of God, somebody talk to me. Tell me something.
My hair was straight before I started using it. I don't
You
know.
gotta start talking kind. Talk kind.
You want it?
Thanks for hydration.
Hey, Wets, you want to? Let
I
me tell you
wash
what.
my hair with it.
You want to know what the real secret is, Sean? I'm going to tell you. Here you go, right here. You see this, brother? Now,
Talk to me.
What's that?
this is Liz's homemade CBD salve with
Oh, giddy up.
Oh my gosh, so yeah. Apricot seed oil, rosehip seed oil. You're gonna make me do everything, aren't you? Calendula,
No, not at all.
arnica.
I will
all
take
the
your
good
word for it, and I want to know how I can acquire some of that
Yeah.
lovely concoction.
let me just tell you though, this, you put your finger in this and put a little dab in your palm and put this on your face when you get out of the shower and spray with beauty water, brother. And I am telling you, since the time she made the first jar 5 months ago, I literally cannot get out of the shower. And if she doesn't have this, I'm like, this stuff is
Oh, Where do
unbelievable.
we find, how do we
Is
make
that-
it?
We've got calendula oil we make here. Does it smell like Five Stripes gum or the Fruit Stripes gum from back in the day? Because
No, because it smells like a tangerine vanilla, so it kind of smells like
Ooh.
with the little cups you used to eat with the orange vanilla. You know what I mean? Whatever that's called.
Like a cream.
Yeah, like a creamsicle cup. It smells like a creamsicle.
Ooh.
But yeah, that's
Where do we find
Emily, my
that? Where do
girlfriend.
we
She
find
has
how to
taken
make
this
that?
and she makes her own
She has it on her channel.
products, makeup remover,
You have it
a
on your
scrub, face stuff. It's just everything.
I
I
wanna
mean,
make it.
when you were talking earlier, Dan, about the applications, it's just I was blind to all the applications until you have a woman in the house, and then she has so many products that she can, that she finds beneficial with this water, and we just spend so much less money at the store based off of all that, and then our skin and everything, so much just for making our own stuff with this water. It's just another.
I can tell you, I had my machine about 1.5 years when Elizabeth and I met at a vegan festival. By the way, I was showing the water and she walked by and saw the demonstration, and the rest was kind of history. But I mean, when I had my machine for about 1.5 years at that time, and I was probably a 4 or 5A because I hadn't gone 6A, had I? And I hadn't gone 6A yet, but I'll tell you what, when she moved in and started playing around with that machine, I mean, she showed me more stuff, and she's really become the master of cooking and utilizing it and stuff. And so along with the Kangen culture content that we're trying to do, we're really, and it's hard because it's a lot of work, but we're really trying to put together a uses PDF where people can understand just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of uses for this machine that they wouldn't normally think of. And so it's just time consuming stuff, but I'll tell you what, she is the master on utilizing this device. What's up, Sean?
Another thing I noticed using the beauty water, I will rinse my hair with it. And
Yeah.
I had psoriasis really bad right here to where I couldn't even touch with a brush. I couldn't touch the scalp. It's gone.
Yeah.
All gone.
I just had a client, not even 3 weeks ago, she bought a spa in 7, 8, 9 days, and she was just blown away with what was going on with her hair. Sean, you were going to say something. What was that, buddy?
I was just gonna say, in light of what's been going on, and we had our initial shutdown, and everything's starting to get weird, and I don't know. My thoughts are that all the riots and stuff that have taken place are going to be a fart in the wind if this orange dude gets in again, which I hope he does, being a lifelong Democrat notwithstanding. Nevertheless, my thing is, you talked about hundreds and hundreds of uses. It's dawned on me recently, and this just cemented it, that I want to start posting, and I think any of you guys probably, if you haven't already, all these people maybe reticent about getting this technology. When it comes down to it, if we do get locked down and we do get our supply cut and our store shelves start emptying, starting to help people understand that this technology replaces hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of products that we may not be able to buy anymore. You want to talk about the epitome of efficiency and self-sustaining and yada, yada. That's a hell of a talking point or a selling point moving forward. So people are locked into their convenience, but they don't even understand convenience in the least until they own this technology. And I think that could be something coming down the pike. And I just think that's a heck of a thing to sell to people or share with people in terms of what they might not be able to buy anymore. This machine's going to replace, and if we have any more lockdowns and have to deal with all that, being at home with something of this caliber is, definitely life enhancing.
And Liz has run one of these devices off of a gravity fed water supply and a generator.
Really?
What?
I'd like to know that, because with us being up north, we don't have anything hooked up yet but a well, and we have a filter in our RV, and our machine, I take it with me. It's not going, I don't care if it's just 24 hours, we're taking it. So set up, and it's got its own filter that filters out that well water, but the well water is so pure, you don't even know that you're drinking well water. But yet again, I still want hydration. You know what I mean?
Well, and antioxidants.
And antioxidants, yeah.
Yeah, because well water makes some of the best Kangen water. In my experience, I've gotten almost like negative 1,000 off of well water before. It's so good.
I'll have to check that out next time.
In California.
Yeah, JJ, we were down in California at a grow, and what city was that?
No, it was in Round Valley, California.
Yeah, and we were getting minus, like, this lady was off on a well or a spring or something.
Just really good natural well water down there.
Yeah, and we were getting like minus 940 off of like a 10-year-old SD 501, and no pre-filter, no nothing. It was amazing. It was amazing.
Wow.
But yeah,
you're gonna do that.
All of the preppers and people like that. I mean, to be able to say, oh, you don't need to buy laundry detergent. We were conditioned to think we need to buy Tide or Bounce or all of those chemicals, and we're not. We refer to EWG all the time to check your water, but also on EWG.org is everything, all the chemicals that are in all the makeups and lotions and detergents and everything like that. So while people are checking, first of all, their grocery lists, can I afford all of this? If you can knock off half of the list because this machine replaces it, I mean, that's empowering to me. That's having sustainability in our home. Having to go to the grocery store and buy things that we don't know we don't really need, that's not. So you're right on the money, man. And because of quarantine, I've making my own salves, making my own deodorant, making alternative laundry detergent, just borax and decarbonated baking soda.
That's what I use.
Yeah, exactly. It's like all of these things we have access to, and we just forgot that we have the power to help ourselves, financially, physically, heal ourselves, like all of this stuff. And here we are reminding each other, and we get to go out there and remind other people, hey, you have the power to help yourself if you want it. I got something amazing if you want to hear about it. It's either a yes or a no or a maybe. So we just got to go with that. We just got to keep sharing.
I use 2.5 instead of bleach. And then I'll put either lavender essential oil in it. And I do that also with the 11.5, 11 lavender and tea tree oil, or lemon and tea tree oil. You know, all depends. With my sheets, I'll do lavender, you know, stuff like that. But
Yeah.
playing along, I'm around with things and trying different things.
I know I was hesitant with this company at first, and I was talking to Wets and JJ about, man, just independence and trying to make money to make this deal with this machine. I complained to him about how I didn't want to make money I didn't want to work for the man. But then I didn't realize how much independence this machine gives you. Like you're talking, like it just lets you do so many things at home and regain so much independence that I'm so glad I allowed these guys to talk me into this.
Yeah, Brandon, my story, I always look back on it and kind of just shake my head. I mean, from the day of introduction to the day of purchase for me was almost 14 months, you know, and even after 14 months when I bought, the guy was like, you know, so you want to sit down and understand? And I go, dude, I'm never going to talk to nobody about water. What are you, crazy? I mean, I literally was just like, there is no way I would ever, I mean, I couldn't see myself ever doing that. And so, you know, like when we start looking at this device and people are going, you know, I don't take it personally when anybody says no, because I understand that they don't understand what it is that they're saying no to, just like I didn't understand. I mean, I was like, hey, I got water in my toilet at my house. Do you have that at your house? I mean, I have water, right? And so, but it was the same thing with the business. And so when people are hardcore skeptical or something, I really, really hone in on those guys, because what I've found is the people that kind of take the longest to make a decision end up doing better with this. I mean, I've sold 100 machines to the guys that were the car salesmen going, dude, I'm going to sell 200 of these in a month. And they never do anything. But I really find that the guys that take a while and to make a decision and really look into this, they find the value of the device, and it really turns into something much more meaningful for them.
Yeah, I remember when I first got into it, I was really not good with my health. I mean, I was frail. And I was out in our RV when we first bought it, out in the yard here. And I was looking up, how can I, you know, bring my health back, Lord? What can I do? And Anne's video came up, and for Raw Mama, and I'm like, oh, maybe I can try vegan, you know, eating vegan and going vegan. And then I heard her talking about water, and then Tristan was in the background. She goes, yeah, tell her about this water, man. Tell her about this water. And I'm like, what water? I want to know what to do here. I wanted to, you know, because I'm trying to save my life, right? I go downtown. They told me look it up, who would be having something in my area. So I went downtown, and a store was letting people use it. Well, they were selling it for $3 a gallon. And I'm like, I don't care. I need this water. So my husband, within 2 months, gave in after me praying, and gave in. And we, you know, bought it on time, you know, and that's an option there. You can't get it up, get it on time, you know, find a way of getting it, because we look at the ones in Japan, the poorest people in Japan, they got a little hut and there's a machine in the corner. Come on.
Yeah, Nagic has really done everything they can to make not only a machine for every budget and family, but make it accessible for everybody. You know, when people say they can't afford it, you know, you can ask Liz, my first line is, that's a shame, because you're already spending the money and you're just not getting any of the benefits. So people really need to understand. And, you know, like, thanks to Liz coming up with her idea for the Kangen culture, we're going to be able to build value in these machines and show people another side of this device that they can't even conceive in their mind, because I know I couldn't. I mean, it takes years to really get to know and master this device. And, you know, and we can't take it personally when somebody doesn't understand the very first conversation, the value of it. That's our job. It's our job to build the value and make them see the benefits. So, JJ, are you still there?
I want to thank him. That's another thing. I want to thank him, because I met him through the morning show with Thomas and them. And, you know, we connected there, and then he and I were talking, and he said that he was going to start this show. I'm like, wow, this is a light, because this is something people need to know. You know, we still have this family here. We have so many options here. We have so many connections of what we can do to utilize this water. And if it wasn't for me connecting with JJ, I would have never known all these techniques that I am learning more of. And this family is awesome. I just love you all. I thank you so much. And
Yeah, JJ, and
I believe
thank
in
you,
so
JJ, for the
much.
platform.
Yes.
My pleasure,
You're
you
a
guys.
man of,
I
I'm
love
telling you,
being
a man of
able to
God.
drink water.
God knows what he was doing for you.
This is like the greatest blessing on planet Earth, really. It's the most important thing that a human being can do for themselves. And, you know, as I've said before, my driving force behind this is my mom. I honestly believe that had I known about this water, it was available. I just didn't know about it. And had I known about it, been able to get it into my mom's body, I believe that she'd still be here with me today. And, you know, but that's my driving force. I don't want to see people suffer like my mom did. I don't want to see people go through the hell that my mom went through throughout her life because of doctors. And, you know, this is a huge thing for me, and I love it. I love the family of people. I love all you guys that, you know, God has put into my path because of being involved with this. It really and truly is a personal development program with a compensation plan attached. And we got a lot of really, really neat people in this business, and I just love them all. And I'm just happy to be part of it. And, you know, I need to get back into focusing a lot more on getting more guests in here. I definitely would love to be able to interview that friend of yours from Australia that went 40 days, that did the 40-day Kangen water fast. I mean, that's crazy stuff right there, kids. 40 days,
JJ,
nothing but Kangen.
I'm telling you, JJ, and I know that we've gone over a little bit, but it's felt like a half an hour show, so hopefully everybody feels that way. But I will tell you the real deal behind that, and Liz was right there. We were literally walking through the most beautiful forest to the most amazing waterfall ever in Bali. And we sit down at this little vegan, it was like a hut in the middle of a jungle. And they serve smoothies and a couple other little small items. And I swear to God, there was one couple sitting there, and this guy looks up and starts kind of trying to talk to us about what he does. And it ended up being a magic. And me and Liz just looked at each other and thought, we are 9,000 miles away from our house in the middle of a jungle. And we really haven't talked to another couple in a couple of days. You know, we were at this beautiful villa right on the water on the northern end of Bali. And, you know, it was very, very strange. And the relationship with them is amazing. And we still talk with them all the time. And so, yes, I will get him on the show. He would love to do it. They're doing some really, really cool things over there. They have like this organic little fruit stand / store that they kind of live in, and just amazing people. And I think he would be a great addition to the show. So for sure.
Yeah, that'd be
that's
awesome.
so
Oh yeah,
cool.
Help put
his
that
his
together.
wife's amazing. His wife's amazing. We actually met. Her story's amazing. We actually met her, and she was covered.
She was head to under breast, and she was breastfeeding. She had a brand new baby. And they were there to detox because she was covered in, it was like a mixture between psoriasis and eczema all over. And they had a machine. She didn't know about the beauty water or the 2.5. So we went back the next day and met them there. And I gave her the protocol for eczema. And yeah, because she was trying to breastfeed her baby with eczema and stuff all over her body. It was amazing that she was going through it, but they were there water fasting off of this hose. It wasn't a hose, it was a tube, a metal tube of water that came out. And I collected some and went back and tested it and everything like that. But people were coming from all over the world to live at this place, water fast on this metal hose water, and eat this food that they were making. It was Ayurvedic food, and it was amazing food, let me tell you. But yeah, we can do that in our own home with our machines. We don't have to travel to Indonesia to go and get better. We can get better in our home and go and enjoy Indonesia. So when we had that explanation, she's like, oh, I get it. And they owned a machine, but they had lent it to a friend for 2 years. So they hadn't even had the water. So it was this kind of mix up that was going on with them. And now they're doing great. They have their machine back. drinking the water, but it was quite a life-changing experience, just a walk through the jungle to a waterfall. We were changed by our relationship with them for sure.
And they're such good people. And JJ, and it's amazing. It's an absolute, I mean, I see her posts all the time. Her skin is absolutely flawless everywhere. I mean, all of the little lesions and sores or whatever was going on with her have gone away. And they really would be a good addition. Like I said, so
Yeah.
Steven actually lived for 40 days on nothing but Kangen water. And he says fasting on Kangen water is an experience like fasting on nothing else, no other water in the world. And he's very well versed in it. And so maybe he can talk about the differences of what he's experienced with normal water and Kangen water when he gets on the show. But yeah, we are, if we did go too far, I think this is the longest episode of Kong that I've ever seen. So I hope we didn't drag it on too long, but it seemed like it went by pretty fast. So.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's always fast when we have you on here, brother. You're always entertaining and educational, and
I wish we
all
lived
that.
right next door.
It's been a really wonderful episode, and you know, luckily it's recorded, and people will be able to, you know, watch a little bit here, watch a little bit there, whatever. And that's the whole point of it all. You know, we take whatever time is necessary to get that day's point across and help people understand. And I'm just so excited about this new Kangen culture channel that you put together. I really recommend that everybody go get that. Go to YouTube, punch in Kangen Culture TV, and make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so that every time they come out with a new video, you get it and then get it saved so that it's real easy for you guys to have it on your phone, have it available, because this is how we go about sharing and spreading the value of this, because we know dang well that this is like the single most valuable thing that a human being can possibly do, possibly get, possibly spend their money on, and possibly put into their bodies. And so we know that. And the simple fact of the matter is, you guys, is that, like, I had a friend of mine the other day tell me that I'm a legend in stupidity. And and I just laughed. I thought that was quite humorous. And I said to my buddy, I said, you know, that kind of stuff is just funny to me, because you know, if you're like expecting me to get mad about that, you're expecting the wrong thing, because that actually brings giggles to me, because I know one thing for sure, and that is that I've got the truth on my side. And when you have the truth on your side, kids, there's nothing, you're completely unflappable. Anything that anybody says, it just goes right off your back like water off a duck's back. When you know you've got the truth on your side, there is nothing in this world that can touch you. And you guys, we've got the truth on our side. So don't let anybody ever give you any crap about it. It's all water off a duck's back. I don't really give a rat what people say about me or what they think or anything else, because I know where I'm at. I know what I've got going on. And I know that I've got the truth on my side. And so I don't worry about any of that kind of stuff. And so you guys, let's just keep getting out there and sharing the truth, sharing the love, and, you know, stay consistent, stay positive, keep running. And we're going to change so many, you know, our motto with the Kong family from the beginning is that we're here to change the world. And we're here to change the world for the best. And that's what we're doing. We're seeing it all the time. We're seeing worlds changed every single day. And so I just love all you guys so much. And I think that I'm going to go ahead and give us a closing prayer, and let's get out there and get the world changed, right? Our Father in heaven, I want to thank you once again for another beautiful, amazing day of which I got to open my eyes and open my mind and open my heart and soul once again. And that is such an incredible gift that you give me every day, being able to get up and open my eyes and then get after working on changing the world. And I want to say thank you so much for all of the wonderful, incredible people that you keep bringing into my life. And I want to just ask for blessings for Dan and Elizabeth for this incredible project that they've started undertaking. And I just want to ask that you will give them as many blessings as necessary to be able to put out this tremendous content so that it can help us with with sharing out this amazing technology with the world. You know, you and Mr. Oshiro created this amazing company. And I just want to ask that you'll bless Mr. Oshiro, that you'll bless everybody that's part of this family, that they will have the confidence and the ability and the desire to get out there and share this amazing gift with people. I want to ask that you will bless Mr. Havratov and the Academy of Private Investment family as well, because that is going to bring such opportunity for people to be able to get this machine and get this into their lives, because this is so incredibly important, Lord, that people have this machine, and anything we can do to help get this technology into their lives, we need to do it. And so I want to ask for blessings for both of these incredible families of people. I, of course, want to ask for blessings for my brother Rodgar, my brother Elvis and his wife Sylvia, and my brother the trucker, that are all out there delivering the goods. They're out there dodging all them damn Anasazi. And if you could take care of them so that they can make it home safely tonight, we would really appreciate that. Anybody, any of our family that's out there traveling around, please take care of them so they can make it home safely, because we need all these people in our family. We need everybody that we've got, and we need them to be healthy and strong and desire to get the truth out there. I know my brother, the tree topper, he's out there, he's struggling. He's got that knee situation going on. Please help him get through that so that he can get back to being that little ornery cuss that we love so much. And Lord, I just want to say thank you once again for Dan and Liz and everybody else that's part of this, that they are all just so important to my life. And I'm so glad that they're here. And I just want to ask that you will bless me to be a better leader, to be better at everything that I'm trying to do, and help me and all of us to be able to get the truth out there and get this incredible blessing out there to the people of this planet that need it so much. And all of this, Lord, I ask humbly in the name of thy Son, Jesus Christ, my Savior, our Savior. Amen.
Amen.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you guys. Make it a great day. Kids, get out there, change the world, start with your own. Do not forget.
Don't forget your hugs.
Can't get these things from anybody.
Have a great
else.
day.
Let's get them from yourself.
Woody coo.
Hooty hoo.
All right, kids. Love you.
Off to get.
Bye.
Love you
for now.
Enjoy the
You
day.
too.
Make it a
Bye-bye
great
now.
one.
Yeah.
Make it a great one.